Immediately after infield for the American Legion, we're going to have the introduction of the players and the national anthem. Thank you very much.
This is Calvin Castine. It's the 16th day of July 2003, and we're at Lefty Wilson Field at Melissa Lattenden Penfield Park here in beautiful downtown Plattsburgh, former Bailey Avenue Park. And we're here for an annual event featuring the Champlain Valley Baseball League All-Stars and the Clinton County Mariners American Legion team. The All-Stars may be not entirely stars. Each team has sent a player or two, and I think a lot of it depended on who was available. Some of the the best players here, and some of the others that probably couldn't make it tonight. We have Mr. Rick Knowles to do the play-by-play for us, and he'll be assisted, kind of like hiding on the other side of Whiteface Mountain here, but he's there anyway. Harold LeClaire, commissioner of the Champlain Valley Baseball League, is on the other side of Mount Knowles, and they'll be bringing you the ball game. And we'll have on the PA system, you'll hear Roger Barnard from time to time.
And the Champlain Valley Baseball League.
Well, very pleasant good evening, everyone. I'm Rick Knowles, joined alongside by the commissioner of the Champlain Valley Baseball League, Harold LeClaire. And Harold, if this game is like anything we've seen in past years, we should be in store for a pretty entertaining contest tonight.
Should be a good ball game tonight. Last year, if you remember, it was a 4-2 ball game, and real good pitching on both sides, good defense. Looking for the same thing tonight.
Players are being introduced. First, the Champlain Valley Baseball League All-Stars. Champlain Valley Baseball League competes throughout the summer. Games, doubleheaders on Sundays, down to 7 teams this year. Tell us how things have gone this year.
Well, we're a little disappointed that we had the team from Fort Covington drop out, but we went to a 20-game schedule this year. We've got 2 more weekends of ball, and then we start the playoffs the first week of August. We're still having a good year.
The voice of Lefty Wilson Park, Roger Barnard, finishing up the announcemements for the CVBL All-Stars. We'll pick up the Clinton County Mariners lineup. Mariners will be scored as the home team tonight. Chris Washburn is number 3. Billy Davis, number 11. Steve Hanley, number 18. Brian Mann, number 19.
Number 24,
BJ Godfrey, number 24. Donnie Coolidge, 23. Those are the reserves. Starting lineup. Steve Niederbuhl, who leads off. Brady Pratt hits second. Adam Brown third. Aaron Judd will hit fourth. TJ Musaw will hit fifth. Matt McCormick, number 9, hits sixth. Matt Trombley, the pitcher, will hit seventh. Pat Hoy will hit eighth and play third. Nate Zeron will hit ninth and catch. And 10 hitters tonight for the Mariners. They're using the extra hitter option that they have. Zach Bazell, he is the right fielder. The Mariners are coached by Rob Knowles and Spencer Graves, along with Lee Brown. Umpiring tonight, we have Lenny Duquette. He'll have behind the plate. And Ron Chase will be on the bases. But before we start tonight's contest, let's enjoy the anthem.
Bright dawn through the
We're ready to go with the top of the first inning, and Brandon Barcombe, Nick Dubray, and Steve Perrier, the first three hitters for the CVBL All-Star team. They'll be followed by Tim Barcombe, will hit fourth, Corey Liberty fifth, Paul Aliata sixth, Steve Parker seventh, Dave Waldron eighth, and Chris Tarbox will bat ninth. Pitching tonight for the Mariners, Matt Tremblay. What do you know about Matt?
Well, let me see. Matt has he's pitched 36 innings for him. So he's got a 2-2 record. And seems to be, he looks like he's thrown more innings than anybody so far this year.
Well, interesting enough, the last game we broadcast together was a no-hitter by Dave Waldron for the Mariners. Interestingly enough, he's playing for the CVBL All-Stars tonight.
Yeah, and he'll probably throw a couple innings tonight too. Maybe he's still got a couple of those no-hitters left in his arm.
Did you lose your car keys?
I don't have a car.
I have mine. Calvin has his. Harold, you can stop checking in your pocket for them.
Here we go, guys. Line of chatter, fellas.
Brandon Barcombe to lead things off.
Brandon plays for the Plattsburgh Cardinals. He's hitting .574 this year, 27 for 47 at the plate, 5 home runs, 20 RBIs.
Swings and misses at the first pitch from Tremblay. I guess you could say this is a perfect evening for baseball. Very little wind and temperatures in the mid to high 70s.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for nicer weather. It's nice and cool. Hopefully the rain will stay away and we'll get a good game in here.
1-1 the count on Brandon Barcombe. Tremblay's pitch, swung on line drive, stopped by the second baseman. He won't be able to find it. And Barcombe will be on first base.
Stevie, all right?
With what we'll call a single.
Yeah, I guess that was, put a base hit on that. The ball was hit pretty hard. Kid had good movement going to his right to at least knock the ball down, keep it from going through the infield.
That'll bring up from the Lion Mountain Miners, center fielder Nick Dubray.
Nick Dubray plays for Lion Mountain Miners. He's having a good year this year, 16 for 36, hitting .444. He's got 4 doubles, 10 RBIs so far this year.
Runner at first for the CVBL and nobody out here in inning number 1. Pitch is in for a called strike. I think Dubray thought that might have been a little low.
Well, it was a little suspect, but as long as they're consistent, we won't argue.
Pickoff play at first. Barcombe's back safely.
We're moving now.
The All-Star team for the CVBL chosen a little bit differently this year as in past years. We'll get into that after this pitch. Pitch outside for ball 1-1.
Yeah, we thought we'd try something a little bit different this year. Over the past few years, all the coaches have
you never know.
picked a starting 9. This year we decided that we'd have every team in the league send 2 players. That way everybody's represented the same amount.
Runner goes. It's a line drive base hit into left field. Barcombe's going to be on his way to third, and he'll be in safely. And on the throw, Dubray goes into second.
Now batting for the Champlain Valley Baseball League All-Stars.
So a couple of runners on with nobody out here in the top of the first inning. And that'll bring up a guy who many people thought should have been the MVP of this league last year, Steve Perrier from Altona.
Well, there's no doubt he's working on an MVP year this year. He's hitting 38 for 52, league leading 731 batting average, 11 home runs, 35 RBIs. He's having a great year.
And there is a deep shot, then you can tell it goodbye. Look out on Boynton Avenue. Look out at the KFC. A 3-run blast from Perrier. And quickly, the CVBL All-Stars are up 3-0.
That's why he's leading the league. He's a very, very good hitter, has a lot of patience. He's probably the best ball player I've seen around this area in a long, long time.
Well, that was quick, and it'll bring up Tim Barcombe.
Tim Barcombe, another Plattsburgh Cardinal, hitting .455 this year, 6 home runs, 25 RBIs. He's having a real good year. Plays a lot of different positions in the infield.
Where did you park the truck tonight?
On the other side of that green building, so it cannot be hit.
Ah, so it's actually illegally parked.
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll have to get the cell phone out and talk to the city police. We got an admittedly illegal parked vehicle over there.
Get out of jail free card still in my wallet.
What he's not telling you is he started with 10. That pitch is outside. Ball and a strike to Tim Barcombe from the Plattsburgh Cardinals. Line Mountain, the league champions last year, so their coaches, Bill Chase and Bill Dernan, running the All-Stars tonight. And that pitch is drilled deep, but it's hooking foul. Well, that's over toward your truck.
Well, it's in the vicinity. Another 200 feet and over the top of the green, it might have had it.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Come on, guys, make a play out there.
Mariners looking to record the first out of the top of the first inning. And the pitch outside. And the count runs full on Tim Barcombe. Great once again to be working with Calvin Castine from Hometown Cable. The 3-2 pitch swung on, and that's ripped. Quick moves by a fan over there.
Put a glove on that guy. That was a very good move.
Well, from what we've seen so far, certainly the CVBL All-Star team is hitting the ball pretty hard tonight.
Yeah, we even with the format this year that we went to, we still have the overall batting average is probably around .450 for the entire team.
The payoff pitch. That's hit hard up the middle for a base hit. So 4 straight hits to start the ball game for CVBL. And Corey Liberty from the Red Storm, the left fielder tonight.
Corey's having a good year this year. 18 for 42, 9 RBIs, hitting .429. Catches, pitches, plays short, plays third. He's a good all-around ball player.
He's only 420 something. How did he ever make it on this team?
I'll tell you, it was hard.
We've got a conference at the mound, top of the first. It's 3-0 CVBL. Spencer Graves has passed on some words of wisdom to the pitcher, and we'll see how that turns out. Pitch outside for a ball. A couple of hits to lead off the ball game, followed by a 3-run homer by Steve Perrier. And now Barcombe reaches on the single. And Corey Liberty trying to continue the hit parade.
On our toes,
A ball and a strike. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Well, we're seeing firsthand how good the hitting is in the CVBL. Is the pitching is good?
We're going to find out in the bottom half of the first. The one bad thing about the way everybody's sending in players this year is they didn't send very many pitchers. I think we only have 2 or 3 pitchers that they sent.
So are you telling me you look for a football score tonight?
Well, it's going to be a big one. I think we're going to see double digit on both ends.
So I'm not going to be able to make it to LA for the ESPYs.
No.
Swing and a miss.
That's going to work one out.
Trombley strikes out Liberty. Whatever Graves told him certainly worked, as there's 1 out. Question is, why didn't he tell him that before the game started? Catcher Paul Aliato from the Tupper Lake Timberjacks.
Paul's hitting 16 for 44, hitting .364. Good catcher, good defensive player. I think he lives down near Newcomb, down that area, and travels up here just to play ball on the weekends.
Certainly is a long haul. Pitch misses inside. It's 1-0. 1 out, 1 on, 3 runs in here in the top of the first inning. Pickoff play at first, not in time. Ron Chase right on top of the call.
Ron never misses a call. Just ask him.
He may not get it right, but he certainly won't miss it. Runner goes, pitches inside. Throw to second is in time. So they throw out Barcombe, trying to steal for the second out of the inning. The pitch was a called strike, so it's 1-1 with 2 down and now nobody on.
That was a real good throw by the catcher. Came up, quick release. Had Barcombe by about 2 steps. Here's the 1-1. That's in for strike 1 and 2. Trombley's 1-2 offering. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So after struggling at the start, Trombley rebounds nicely with a couple of strikeouts. But CVBL All-Stars get 3 runs on 4 hits. We'll go to the last of the first. CVBL 3 and the Mariners coming up. Let's set the defensive lineup for the CVBL All-Stars. At first base, Tim Barcombe. Second baseman is Brandon Barcombe. The shortstop, Steve Perrier. Third baseman, Dave Waldron. Outfield from left to right, Corey Liberty, Nick Dubray, Steve Parker. Behind the plate tonight is Paul Aliotto, and pitching, Chris Tarbox. Chris Tarbox is having a decent year pitching. He's got 4-3 record, 43 strikeouts. How many innings? Oh, you're going to make me dig into my archives for that? Well, 43 strikeouts in 120 innings isn't very good. 43 strikeouts in 20 innings is. All right, let's check this out. We have people watching at home that want to know. Leading off for the Mariners, Steve Niederbuhl fouls the first pitch to the back as Harold searches the archives. All right, how about 48 innings? So that's less than a strikeout per inning. What's so good about that? I said he was having a decent year. Okay, I thought you said good. I think you're showing commissioner favoritism here. The 0-1 pitch to Niederbuhl, swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Brady Pratt on deck, and he'll be followed by Adam Brown. Upstairs, count goes to 1-2. There's a ground ball to second. Barcombe with the scoop and the throw to retire Niederbuhl for the first out. So there's 1 down, and it brings up center fielder and right-handed hitting Brady Pratt. Brady Pratt's hitting .385 this year for the Mariners. Got 25 hits, 65 trips to the plate. The pitch from Tarbox, right down Broadway for a strike. It's 0-1. Did you notice, Harold, that Roger is not announcing the Mariner players? Each team has their own individual announcer as well. Well, isn't that the way they do it in the major leagues? No. Oh, okay. Just asking. All right, what do you say here, Brady? We don't have traveling PA announcers. We do. The pitch swung on and come back to the mound. Tarbox scoops it up, throws to first, and that is out number 2.
And it'll bring up shortstop, Adam Brown.
Adam's 24 for 67 this year, hitting 358. Watched him a few times this year, a couple tournaments. Real good ball player, makes good contact, very good defensive player.
Well, Tarbox certainly no hurry out there. Pitches inside, it's 1-0. It's a 1-0. That's fouled off. And the count goes to 1-1. Now, each coach was allowed to pick their own two, or did coaches from another team pick the two from somebody else's team?
Each coach picked two from their own team. A couple players that were picked from Altona, Glenn Arnold, and from Plattsburgh. Tommy Neal couldn't make it. They had other commitments.
Well, I know where Tom Neal is. I just saw him coaching Washland in the Plattsburgh Little League minor leagues.
That must have been his commitment.
The pitch swung on, popped up, and it's going to drift out of play. Almost a nice play by a fan, but instead she played it on one hop.
Who's got the ball, guys?
You're vicious tonight. You're vicious.
Come on, Adam. There we go. Everybody say one time. Now bust him one time. Rocking fire here, kid.
The pitch to Tarbox, swung on and missed. Catcher drops the ball. He's not even going to bother to run to first. Lenny Duquette will say, "You out." No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the top of the second, CVBL 3, and the Mariners nothing. Pretend I'm cooler and just say number 20 with the play. Ready to go with the top of the second inning. And Steve Parker leads it off for the CVBL.
Steve Parker plays for High Falls Adirondack Sports. 15 for 36 this year, 2 home runs, 3 doubles, 9 RBIs, hitting .417.
He'll be followed by Dave Waldron and Chris Tarbox. Here's number 7, 8, 9 here in the second inning. CVBL with a quick 3 spot to start the game on the 3-run blast almost off the KFC by Steve Perrier. Swing and miss by Parker. Pitch misses low. 3 balls and a strike.
Got a little tight strike zone tonight. I think against some of these teams, they're going to need to make that strike zone a little bit bigger.
That pitch is upstairs, but he took a swing at it. Count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Steve Parker.
Come on, Matt. Come on, Matt.
Payoff pitch. Hit the bat. Lenny Duquette says it hit the bat. Steve Parker says it hit my hand.
Well, I think he hit both at the same time. But he's right. It was a good call.
There you go, kid. Gotta be close. Gotta be down with over there, Steve.
So we get set for another payoff pitch. That swung out and hit the Musa at third with a scoop and throw in time. So 1 out. Trombley is retired 4 in a row. And from Line Mountain, Dave Waldron. And certainly the Mariners should know him well.
Oh yeah, he played a few years for them. He's hitting 11 for 31, batting .355. Does most of their pitching.
That one was behind him.
You think you're trying to send him a message?
He probably wouldn't do it with a curveball.
Probably not.
Pitcher for the All-Stars, Chris Tarbox, will bat next. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 1-1. 3-0 the score here in the top of inning number 2. The dimensions here at Lefty Wilson Park: 326 to left, 327 to straightaway center, and 318 down the line in right. There's a ground ball to short. The scoop and the throw, and they got him. That was very close at first, but Ron Chase says he's out.
Let's get that on instant replay. I'd like to see that. That was a bang-bang play on both ends.
Adam Brown threw him out, Ron Chase said, but I'd like to see that one also as on replay.
Yeah. I think the sound of the glove and the sound of the foot hitting were just about the same.
So Chris Tarbox comes to the plate from the Tupper Lake Timberjacks.
Tarbox is 14 for 31, 8 RBIs, hitting .452 this year. Also is their number 1 pitcher.
Ball and a strike. 2 out, nobody on. Here in the second, the lights are on. At least the one that have bulbs in them. And there's a shot to short. The scoop and the throw, and they got him again. Now this time, Harold, I think he was out at first.
He was out. Had him on a downstep.
The Tarbox is thrown out at short. No runs, no hits, no errors. We'll go to the last of the second. CVBL 3, the Mariners nothing. Aaron Judd will lead things off here in the bottom of the second inning. Harold LeClaire has temporarily left our press box location to join the CVBL dugout and give some coaching tips to Bill Chase. We get a shot of Harold over there. It's going to go foul out of play. There's Harold on his way back and giving some last-minute pointers. TJ Musa and Matt McCormick will follow here in the bottom of inning number 2. Pitch is low. Pitch grounded up the middle. Perrier sure gets him. So another close play at first base on a ball hit to the shortstop. And Steve Perrier with a quick gun throws out Aaron Judd. And that'll bring up Mariner third baseman TJ Musa. If there's certainly anybody on the Mariners with power enough to match the shot that we saw earlier in the game from Steve Perrier, he's up at the plate right now. The pitch in for a called strike. It's 0-1. Pitch inside. Count goes to 1-1. This one's drilled foul down the right field line. Look out. Very dangerous walking down the right field line tonight at Lefty Wilson Park. It's the second person that's nearly got nailed. Welcome back, Harold. We got a shot on camera. When you were over in the dugout, we had a very few nice things to say about you.
Coming from you, I can imagine what they were.
The pitch hit sharply to first. The first baseman will get it over to Tarbox to record the out on Musa. And it'll bring up left fielder Matt McCormick.
With 2 down, now
Actually, what we thought is you might have been giving some coaching tips to Bill Chase.
No. No, actually, everybody was supposed to bring their stats tonight, and everybody did, except Bill Chase.
So are you going to find him?
Yeah, I'm going to make him call me tomorrow from work before I head out of town.
Tarbox pitches upstairs, 1-0. Well, you've been on vacation all week. How are you enjoying your vacation?
Well, it's not been it's been nice not going to work.
It's been nice not having you there.
Thank you. Going to Utica tomorrow, might be back Saturday. Went to Albany Monday.
Well, you're not going to go down and get another one of those 20-ounce steaks, are you?
No. 14 ounces is all I'm allowed now.
Pitch in for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike to Matt McCormick. Matt Trombley on next. He would be next. The 2-1 fouled out of play. Count goes to 2-2. Tarbox has retired the first 5 batters that he has faced. And for the Mariners, after a shaky start, Trombley has settled down very nicely, retiring 6 in a row.
Yeah, he's actually got himself into a groove now. I think he might have been a little shell-shocked the first 3 or 4 hitters, but he's done a real nice job, and whatever Spencer said to him worked out very nicely.
There's a fly ball into right field that will be caught by Steve Parker. So the Mariners go down 1-2-3 in the second. We'll go to the top of the third. CVBL 3 and the Mariners nothing.
Valley Baseball League All-Stars, represented by the Cardinals, here in the top of the 3rd inning. Number 24, second base.
Well, it's the top of the order to start the top of the 3rd for CVBL, and these are the 3 guys that did the damage back in inning number 1.
Yeah, he's got new pitcher coming in. He's 4-1 on the season, and he's got his work cut out for him. Got 3 real good hitters coming up.
New pitcher for the Mariners is Steve Hanley. There's a line shot into right field for a base hit. So Barcombe is 2 for 2. And it'll bring up Nick Dubray.
Nick Dubray had a base hit his last time up to the plate.
Hi, lefty. Battle him. Come on.
Looks down for a sign from third base coach Bill Durham.
Hey, let it try to fellas. Come on, lefty. Let's do a good pitch here, lefty.
Watch your shoulder.
Hanley's pitch inside, 1-0.
Have good command now. Come on.
Barcombe getting a good lead down there at first base.
Yeah, you'd almost get the impression that he might be taking off for the next pitch.
The 1-0, swing and a miss. Count goes to 1-1.
Come on, Steven. Hey, run a chatter, fellas. Hey, everybody up here now. Let's go. Come on, Nick. Come on, babe.
No signs from the third base coach this time, so don't expect him to go. There's a sharp ground ball to Musa. Second off the glove and into right field. Barcombe will go to third, and Dubray will reach on the fielder's choice. Really, that was a good throw that should have been handled by the second baseman.
That was a real good throw. I think it looked like it tailed a little bit toward the end, and it might have caught the second baseman a little bit by surprise.
Defense. Defense.
So Barcombe goes to third on the error by the second baseman, and that brings up Steve Perrier. And you might want to be looking out if you're driving on Boynton Avenue at this time.
You might want to be looking out if you're driving on the Northway.
Certainly playing this year as though he's got something to prove, Harold.
Yeah, he's definitely on a mission this year.
Hanley's pitch, low. And it certainly looks from the first couple of pitches that they're not going to give him much to hit this time.
No, I think they're going to be very choosy, and if he's going to hit something, he's going to hit his pitch.
The 2-0, that one's grooved. Could be 2. And the throw to first. Got him. Double play. The run will score. It will be an unearned run.
Let's play, Brownie.
No RBI for Perrier.
Ball goes to third base.
But it's now 4-0. About a couple of outs.
Yeah, he did a good job keeping that one in the infield. Did a good job keeping that one inside the park.
Tim Barcombe, he singled and was thrown out trying to steal second in the first inning. The pitch, it's the outside corner for a called strike 0-1. These games, 7 innings of play.
Yeah, we decide we're going to play this one tonight, 7 innings, and if it is tied after 7, we're going to flip a coin. Isn't that how they do it? Isn't that how they do it in Major League?
I don't think they flipped a coin. I think they just left it as a tie a couple of years ago. But most people I've always talked to regarding you had much more respect for you than Bud Selig, and that may be going away now.
In that case, we'll have to definitely continue to play them.
Like a home run derby or something like that. Although I like CVBL odds if you're having a home run derby. Just put Perrier up there.
Yeah, I think our odds would be pretty decent.
Now, does the winner of this game get like home field advantage? Is this game for real this year?
This game is always for real. The losing coaching staff has to buy dinner at Butcher Block.
Well, that's strange thing, as cheap as the losing coaches are that I know. Well, I shouldn't refer to them yet as the losing coaches.
I'm more afraid of the alcohol tab if Dernan's drinking.
I don't know if our microphones picked that one up or not.
We'll certainly hope not.
Hanley trying to record the third out of the inning. And there's a fly ball, right field. Should be handled easily. And that'll retire the side. CVBL gets 1 run on 1 hit. There was 1 Mariner error, and a costly error at that. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. CVBL 4, the Mariners nothing. Matt Trombley leads things off here in the 3rd. We've got a new pitcher on the hill for CVBL.
Yeah, Mike Bergman pitching for CR Toons Mud Hens during the CVBL season. He's got a 4-2 record, 25 strikeouts, and don't ask me how many innings. I'm not looking it up. He's 9 for 36 at the plate, hitting .250.
The pitch is low. 2 balls and no strikes.
Mark down.
3 balls, no strikes. The 3-0. Hitches the inside corner for a called strike, 3-1. The last thing you want to do is walk a leadoff hitter to start an inning.
Yeah, that's not a good sign. Mike Bergman doesn't have the overpowering fastball that Tarbox has.
Nor the control.
Nor the control.
Trombley gets a walk. Pat Hoey will come to the plate. The Mariner shortstop.
Hoy's hitting .280 this year. 14 for 50 on the season.
Not a good lead at first for Trombley. As Bergman's pitch is in for a strike, it's 0-1. Don't know if the Mariners are going to be doing a lot of running here, down 4-0.
No, I think when you're down by 4, you have to play the odds and hope you get breaks.
Well, there's a break there. Trombley will get to second base as he'll advance on the wild pitch. And the count goes to 1-1. Nate Zeron on deck for the Mariners. Swing and a miss. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Good crowd starting to gather here tonight, Harry. The outfield lined up with cars all the way around, and fence lined up. Bleachers are well represented, even on the hill over to our left.
Yeah, I was just looking at that a few minutes ago. It's got a real good crowd tonight.
Hoy down on strikes, and it'll bring up Nate Zeron.
Nate Zeron is 6 for 34 on a season, hitting 176.
The Mariners in the midst of one of their more successful seasons, coming off a very disappointing loss, though, in the Alex Turner tournament. They won both games on Saturday, then went into with a Sunday morning contest and were upset. And I guess the team that ended up winning the tournament was a team that they manhandled pretty easily in the opening round.
That was kind of a surprise to a lot of people. But Rob and Spence have done a real good job with this ball club this year. I personally thought they were kind of young coming into the season, but he's really put them all together. They're gelling at the right time.
They did something that hasn't been done in quite a while, and when they matched up against the Midas Mud Hens, they actually beat them twice.
Well, we all know that when the CVBL teams play on the weekdays, they don't show up with their entire team. I'm sure Roger came with a makeshift ball club.
Are you trying to say that he probably played himself too that game?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think he did.
Well, that would explain the loss. Zach Bazell, the right fielder, try to get that runner in scoring position home. After the walk, Bergman has settled down nicely to record a couple of strikeouts.
Yeah, he seemed to be finding himself into a little better groove. Maybe the big crowd had him a little bit nervous.
There's a pop-up, short center field, and that will do it. Easy catch by Nick Dubray, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits. Mariners strand a runner in scoring position. We will go to the 4th. CVBL 4, Mariners nothing.
Representing the Red Storm, Saranac, number 7. Left fielder, Corey Liberty.
Corey Liberty leads things off here in inning number 4 for the CVBL All-Stars. Liberty struck out his first at bat. That was against the first pitcher, Matt Trombley. Now it's Steve Hanley on the mound for his second inning of work. Hanley gave up an unearned run in inning number 3. Trombley went 2 innings, gave up 3 runs, 4 hits, didn't walk anybody, and struck out a couple. Pitches upstairs. 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, we talked about how the Mariners season has gone. I believe the last time I checked the CVBL standings, it's the Altona Hornets on top with the best record.
Yeah, Altona's having another real good season. They're leading the North Division with a 15-1 record, followed by the Miners, who are 8-8. The Southern Division is a little closer. The Cardinals are 14-2, and the CR Toons 12-4. And those 2 teams face off this weekend.
Champlain Valley Baseball League All-Stars, number 24.
Is that really a surprise, the defending league champions at 8-8?
Yeah, it is in a way, but their ace for the last few years, Nick Chase, is, I believe, down in Virginia for the summer. They dearly miss his arm.
Paul Aliano will bat for the CVBL All-Stars. He struck out his first at bat. Takes that pitch in for a called strike. Paying close attention to Corey Liberty over at first base.
I don't think Corey's going anyplace. He's not the real quickest runner I've seen.
Hey, a lot of chatter, fellas. Come on, help him out.
Lenny Duquette calls time, puts play back in, and the pitch swung on and hit foul down the third baseline. There's a couple of local celebrities, John Coyer and from Wiry Radio, Ducky Drake, taking in tonight's game. Of course, actually, Drake does qualify as the celebrity, but I don't know about Coyer.
Yeah, I'll give you that. John he's just a fixture at the ball field.
At least he's moving this year. Last year we saw him in a game, he never moved.
Yeah, that is true. Even the Seagulls were circling him.
Pitch inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Aliotto. Steve Parker on deck. That pitch is low. And the count will go to 2-2. The pitch low in the dirt, and it's going to allow Liberty to advance to second base.
Hey, Nate. Nate. Come on, Stevie. Come on, kid. All called you, right? They were all called up, right?
3 balls, 2 strikes. He's got to come in with one here, or else the Mariners will start the top of the 4th in a jam.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did he go?
Now batting the Champlain Valley Baseball League All-Stars, ring number 6 representing
Are they going to check with the base umpire?
right fielder Parker.
Yeah, they're going to say he didn't swing. I don't know about that one.
That's a close one. I actually thought he went around.
You would think that he may at least ask the base umpire to see what he thought.
Well, even if he asks, he's not going to get the help because the second base, the umpire's behind the pitcher's mound, and he can't get a real good look at that.
So a couple of men on to start inning number 4. Steve Parker with a ball and a strike.
Come on, Stevie. Come on, baby.
There's a ground ball to short. That should be 2. Second one on to first. Double play. Nice 6-4 to 3.
Yeah, they handled the ball very nicely. Ball was hit sharp. He right at him. Did a good job fielding the ball.
Hey, come on, Lefty. Pick us up now. Pick us up.
Right there for you, Greg. There you go, Greg.
Greg Bolris from the Altona Hornets will make his first plate appearance of the night.
Greg's having a good year this year. He's 10 for 30, hitting 261, 13 RBIs, 3 doubles.
Now, wait a minute. 261 is not a good year.
261 is a good year.
With all the 480s and 720s and 560s, you're telling me 261 is good? You're killing me.
You better be careful because Danny Burnell is standing here to our left. And
Yeah, but should we tell him about our bet?
no.
Okay. It's the pitch. That's outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. He went into the spot of Dave Waldron. That's a line shot to center in time. The catch is made in center field by Brady Pratt. So nice catch. That saves a run. Keeps the CVBL All-Stars off the board in the 4th. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. CVBL 4, the Mariners nothing. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. The Mariners still looking for their first hit of the ball game, and they'll go to the top of the order in Steve Niederbuhl. Bergman's pitch Hit off the glove of the second baseman. How are you going to score that one, Harry?
I'd score that one a base hit. Ball was hit pretty hard. Second base made a good diving play at it, but that was a base hit all the way.
Based on the fact that we scored the one in the first inning, just about hit about the same way, a base hit, we'll probably have to give him a hit. And it'll bring Brady Pratt to the plate. Brady grounded out to the pitcher. His first at bat. Second inning of work for Bergman. Pitch misses low. New catcher in the game for the CVBL All-Stars, Mike Bordeaux. New left fielder, Colby Terrell. Greg Vickers is the new right fielder. Second inning in a row, the Mariners have had their leadoff man on, and it'll be the second inning in a row that he's advanced to second on a wild pitch.
Got to find his groove back here pretty soon.
There he is, 1-2, there we go.
So it's 2-1 on Brady Pratt as the Mariners try to get on the board here. Still in the game, 4-0. As we approach the middle stages. Pitches upstairs, it's 3-1. Certainly it looked after that first three batters we saw, 3-0, bing, 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 that it would be a much higher scoring affair than what we've got so far.
Well, I think from this...
There's a base hit to right field. They'll wave the runner home. Here comes the throw. It's there, but Bordeaux can't handle it. RBI single from Brady Pratt, and it's a 4-1 ball game.
Had a great throw. Had the catcher caught it, would have been a really close play at the plate.
I think they had him. It'll bring up Mariners shortstop Adam Brown. He struck out his first at bat. And Brown with a chance to get the Mariners back to within a couple. Pitches upstairs, 1-0. Aaron Judd on deck for the Mariners. Pitches high and outside, 2-0. And again, we're seeing Bergman struggle with his control.
He's having a hard time finding the plate this inning.
That pitch fouled to the backstop. It's 2-1. Light's just starting to take effect here at Lefty Wilson Field. There's a pop-up to left field. Brown retired. First out of the inning. As Colby Terrell records it. And Aaron Judd, who grounded out to short, his first plate appearance, will be the batter. Pitches upstairs, 1-0. Pitch catches the outside corner, 1-1. You're going to have the playoffs coming up in a few weeks. You've had to switch the playoff format around based to some unforeseen circumstances. How are the playoffs going to go this year in the CVBL?
Well, this year everybody's still going to be in the playoffs. Right now it's two divisions, but when it goes to the playoffs, we're going to go to one division, 7. We're going to list them 1 through 7. The first place team is going to have a first round bye. Then it'll be 2 against 7, 3 against 6, and 4 against 5 in a 1 9-inning game. Then after that, it goes to the best record against the worst for 2 out of 3.
Judd goes down on strikes for the second out of the inning. He'll bring up TJ Musa. He grounded out first base pitcher in the second inning. Boy, we saw again there on that foul ball, very dangerous walking in right field here.
Yeah, it's the lighting here isn't the best.
That one was at Moosaw's head, got a piece of the bat.
That was an interesting strike, to say the least. You teach that when they're young. When you go down, you take the bat with you.
Has anyone actually charged the mound in a CVBL Clinton County Mariner game?
I don't think so. I think probably out of respect, 90% of the guys that play in the CVBL all played Legion ball at one time or another. Some of them at a different century than others, but
that was Harold LeClaire's comment about it, the different centuries. Send cards and letters to Harold. Ball and 2 strikes. 4-1 the score. Mariners have gotten on the board with a couple of hits here in the 4th inning. Pitch is low and in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 swing and a miss. Mariners get 1 run. 2 hits, they leave them at it on after 4 innings. CVBL 4 and the Mariners 1.
Number 26, Chris Tarbach.
Top of the 5th inning, new pitcher for the Mariners, it's Adam Brown.
well, let's look at the line score on Adam. Adam's having a pretty good year. He's got a 3-0 winning percentage, 15 strikeouts out of 21 innings.
Tarbach to lead things off here for the CVBL All-Stars in the 5th. Hits that one out of play. Count goes to 0-2. He grounded out to short his first at bat. Well, we've gone 5 innings, and I haven't asked you about your Oakland Raiders Super Bowl game. How did they do in that? I didn't happen to catch it.
I don't think they showed up this year, but the one thing I do remember...
0-2 the count to Tarbach. That's upstairs. Do you have something else you'd like to say?
Yeah, I do remember that there was a wager at the beginning of the year where Kansas City and Oakland, you being unfortunately a Kansas City fan, and the winner got to wear the Raider hat or the Kansas City hat. You being the loser get to wear the Raider hat for a year, and I do believe you're wearing it tonight.
Yeah, but after tonight I get to get rid of it for good.
Well, yeah, no, only because the season starts soon, but I'm sure we can make a similar bet next year.
Tarbach goes down on strikes.
Good start, Brownie.
Of course, and then you had to go publicize this in a front page article in the Press Republican where they showed some young, vibrant Tampa Bay Buccaneer fans all dressed up in face paint. And then they show Harold, some old guy sitting on a couch.
Well, I got to admit, you got more publicity out of that than I did.
Yeah, thanks. I'm still trying to get you back for that. Brandon Barkle, he's 2 for 2 with a couple of runs scored. He's been a pest at the top of the order. Pitch is low. Something new to the Champlain Valley Baseball League this year is www.cvbl.com.
Yeah, we have a website this year. Compliments of Brian McBride at Bill McBride Chevrolet Subaru. Him and I were talking a couple months before the season started, and we put together a pretty nice little website. Anybody out there wants to get online and look at our weekly stats, and it's www.cvbl.com.
And yes, on the front page, there's even a picture of the smiling commissioner of the CVBL, Mr. Harold LeClaire, right there for everybody to see on the front page.
Yeah, that might have been a mistake. That was Brian's idea, not mine.
I think there may have been 1 or 2 caricatures done off that picture. Haven't there been?
Yeah, there's probably been a few.
One out here in the 5th, 4-1 CVBL. Pitch is inside to Barcombe, had to dance out of the way. We
also have a comment section. Anybody wishing to send in any comments on the CVBL, we have a CVBL at west.com. Send us your good comments.
.com.
.com.
Can't forget that .com at the end.
That is true.
And of course, we want to thank Calvin Castine and all the fine people at Hometown Cable. Throw to second is in time. So that's the second runner that the Mariners catchers have thrown out at trying to steal.
He's got a real good arm. Ball was thrown nice and low, right into the glove. Runner slid right into the glove. Real good bang play.
Of course, Calvin has been providing outstanding coverage of local, not just sporting events, but the entire local community for quite some time through new channels from Time Warner, up in the northern tier, down here on Charter Communications in the greater Plattsburgh area.
Come on, Brandon. Be good now. Come on. Come on, guys, on counter.
Brown's pitch is low. Nick Dubray scored in the first inning on a single, reached on a fielder's choice in the third inning rather. Pitch upstairs, and that's 2 walks in a row. And the last thing you want to do is walk somebody to bring Steve Perrier to the plate.
Yeah, this isn't the person you want to be pitching to with a runner on base. You definitely want to be real careful on how you pitch him, as most CVBL pitchers have found out this year.
Playing with a purpose this year.
Yes, he is. He's hitting a mere .731.
We have a fence to protect us, but I don't think Spencer Graves has moved that fast since he saw a dollar bill laying on the ground last week.
On our toes, Jim. Come on, kid. Work hard out there.
Would you say he might have been a little quick on that swing?
A little bit quick. A little ahead of it.
Come on, hit the spot now. Hit the spot.
It's probably a good thing that Spencer Graves is sitting on a bucket. That way we don't have the mess in front of us now. Perrier 1 for 2 in the game. A 3-run homer in the first inning. And a ground out to second base. 2 down. And a runner on first here in the 5th. Pitch looped into right field, and it's going to be a base hit. Runner on his way to third. They're going to throw to third, not nearly in time. Now they'll throw to second, and that's not in time. So they threw in to try to get the runner going to third, and what that did is let another CVBL runner get in a scoring position.
Yeah, Stevie's a smart player. When he gets behind in the count, he'll hit the ball wherever it's pitched. Did a nice job fighting that pitch off.
Oh, yeah.
Tim Barcombe at the plate. He's 1 for 2 in the contest.
Make sure we check throws.
Big out here. The Mariners scored in the bottom of the 4th to get to within
Make sure we check
3.
throws.
And they certainly don't want to give anything back right now. 2 balls, no strikes to count on Tim Barcombe. That's 3-0.
Okay, nothing good now. Nothing good.
The 3-0 pitch misses outside, ball 4. And that is going to load the bases.
Probably not a bad thing to do. Get some real good hitters on the bases right now.
Options now. Think.
Champlain Valley Baseball League All-Stars.
Know what you do with it?
Also logging number 8, left fielder, Colby Tyrell.
Colby Tyrell, the batter, 2 outs. He represents Pulsifer's logging. That's one of the teams still looking for victory number 1 on the season.
Yeah, it's their second year in. They're still a pretty young team, mostly made up of high school kids. Colby's 8 for 31 on the year, hitting .258.
Pitch misses. It's 1-1.
Low at the knee. Oh, I'm sorry.
1-1, the count to Terrell. Calls time. This is a big at bat here, Harry.
This is a real big at bat. You got Mike Bordeaux coming up behind him, and Mike's a real power hitter. Can do a lot of damage with one swing. So this is a real important hitter.
This is outside, 2-1. Mariners bringing the right fielder McCormick in a few steps. The 2-1 pitch, right down Broadway, 2-2.
McCormick!
Two balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded. And the pitch hit sharply past the second baseman into right field. 1 run will score, 2 runs will score. And it's a 6-1 CVBL lead.
That hit hurt.
Now batting for the Champlain Valley
Bases loaded. You had a chance to get out of a roll, a ground ball, get out of a big jam.
Number 21,
But
catcher.
in Colby's defense, he stayed in there and hit the ball pretty sharp up the middle.
Defense.
Barcombe goes to third
Defense.
on the 2-run single by Terrell. Mike Bordeaux will make his first plate appearance. Member of the Mud Hens.
Yeah, he's been the mainstay of their catching core for the last number of years. He's 14 for 38, hitting .368, 2 doubles, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs so far this year.
The pitch upstairs, 2-0.
Come on, Adam. Come on, kid. Let him work behind you. Let him work behind you. Come on, Keith.
Now, they recorded 2 outs fairly quickly, but out number 3 in this inning has been a struggle.
It has been.
Ball 3, and he's 1 pitch away from loading the bases for a second time. Ball 4 outside low.
Now batting for the Champlain Valley Baseball League All-Stars.
Come on, Brownie. Come on, Brownie.
Timberjack. Number 24, Paul Aliado.
Come on, Adam. Come on, Adam.
Paul Aliado at bat. He struck out and walked. Pitch misses outside.
Come on, Adam. Right out of there. Come on, 4.
1-0. The bouncer off the plate. Count will go to 1-1. And a base hit here. You might be able to put this one in the book.
You can't count out the Mariners. You look at their record this year; they're 24-3. They've obviously won a lot of close ball games.
Pitch in for a called strike. 1-2.
Good time. Go talk to Brownie. Change your sign, Jeff.
I think we're going to have a conference at the mound because the runner at second was tipping off the pitches.
That's not always a good thing.
Now, usually when you do that, the next time you come to bat, the first pitch is somewhere close to the helmet. We're not predicting anything here.
No, we're not, but you might be right.
Make a play out there, Keith. Come on, Chris. See it, Stevie. Come on, here.
Pitch misses inside, 2-2.
Hey, let it try to fella. What do you say now? Play up here now. Play right here. Come on, fella. What do you say, babe? Here we go. Head.
There's another one hopper off the plate. And the count remains at 2-2. Well, the weather forecasters were right. It has started to cool off a bit tonight.
Well, it's not 9 o'clock yet, so the army of mosquitoes haven't come out, but I'm sure they're not far away.
The 2-2. Grounded right back to the pitcher. He'll throw first, record the easy out, and put an end to inning number 5. But not until the CVBL All-Stars get 2 runs on 2 base hits, and they leave them loaded. We'll go to the last of the 5th, CVBL 6, the Mariners 1. We move along to the bottom of the 5th inning. Donnie Coolidge leads things off for the Mariners. And he takes the first pitch in for a strike. The new pitcher from the Line Mountain Miners, Dave Waldron.
Donnie Coolidge is having a good year this year. He's 34 for 76 on the season, hitting .447. And now pitching for the CVBL All-Stars is Dave Waldron, who's having a so-so year this year.
And he's greeted by that shot into right center for a base hit. So the base hit from Coolidge gets the Mariners started. 3rd straight inning, the Mariners have had the leadoff runner on base. And it'll bring up Chris Washburn.
Washburn is on the season 35 for 87, hitting .402, 16 RBIs, 5 doubles, and 2 home runs.
Mariners are certainly used to the offerings of Dave Waldron. We had a game last year we broadcast. Dave Waldron tossed a no-hitter against the Al Ryan-led Florida All-Stars. Runner out at first, but the Mariners will get a runner in scoring position. Washburn's out 3 unassisted.
Yeah, they moved Perrier from short over to first. Kind of an interesting infield right now. I got the Barcombe boys playing up the middle. I don't think Stevie's played first base in a few years.
Pat Hoy at bat, struck out his first plate appearance. I was talking with Calvin before the game, and Calvin says that although Al Ryan is in the area, he didn't bring a baseball team with him this year. Runner will stay at 3rd on the base hit, single into left field. And the Mariners will have runners at the corners. And Calvin, that's got to be the first time in what, at least 15 years, I would say, that Al hasn't brought a team up here.
That'd be my guess, somewhere in that 15-year era. I think it was 84, 85, something like that. It's probably close to 20 years.
Come on, Brian.
Mariner catcher Brian Meehan, the batter. His first at bat.
Is the reason behind that is he couldn't find anybody under 21 to make the trip?
Well, Al is no longer a spring chicken.
That is absolutely the truth.
Of course, 20 years ago, Al wasn't a spring chicken either. Pitch in for a strike, Al in North Country Day. Probably after so many years, he just decided, look, it's time to come home and enjoy it instead of having to travel from field to field.
Yeah, he's been doing it for a long, long time.
He's earned his break. They look the runner back to first. A big at bat here for the Mariners. They can really get back into the ballgame with another base hit.
Well, like I said, this game is far from over. The Mariners have shown that they can score a lot of runs. They've won 24 ball games this year, and they've obviously done it with good pitching and good offense.
I noticed you didn't want to tell Danny Brunell about our little wager on who wins this year.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
3 balls and a strike. Waldron 1 pitch away from loading the bases.
Oh, yes.
Swung on, hit in the gap. Center fielder will get over in time to make the catch. Coolidge is going to score on the sacrifice fly. Second out of the inning. The throw in from Dubray in center was not nearly in time. And now 2 down, a runner on first. And the Mariners have closed the gap back to 4 runs at 6-2. Zach Bazell, the batter. He flew out to left field his first at bat. Takes the first pitch high. Well, if Bazell can manage to reach base, the Mariners do have the top of the order coming up.
Yeah, if he can scratch his way on, they could make the last couple innings in this ball game very interesting.
Takes that upstairs, and it's 2-0. So what do you think of the new Mariner uniforms?
Well, I came down and watched the game a couple weeks ago and couldn't figure out who the team in yellow was, and it's different.
A little bit more colorful than that bland gray, as we used to call it.
Well, I kind of like those Pittsburgh Pirate colors.
Yes. We're approaching the 7th inning. There will not be a 7th inning stretch, and there will not be any sausage racers here at Lefty Wilson Park. Pitches inside. So a chance for the Mariners here to get a couple of runners on with the top of the order coming to the plate. They're going to have to do their damage, though, with 2 outs. Pitch is high, ball 4. Steve Niederbuhl, 1 for 2 with a run scored. He had the first hit of the ball game for the Mariners back in inning number 4.
And Niederbuhl's hitting over 430 this year. 25 hits. He's got 11 RBIs. Hits for decent power. 5 doubles, 1 triple, and a couple home runs. So one swing at the bat. This could be an interesting game.
Pitches outside. Getting back to the uniforms, I guess you could say they've gone from the Pittsburgh Pirates of today to the Pittsburgh Pirates of old, who had the gold uniforms with the black lettering.
Yeah, I don't know where they came up with the gold color this year. I wonder whose idea that was.
It was probably Rob's. That was drilled foul down the right field line. Just barely missed going over the first base bag.
Yeah, the ball was hit pretty sharp. Stevie's giving up a lot of room down the first baseline.
That one's fouled back. Count will go to 2 strikes.
Coming in from behind on the throw back down. Watch the throw from the catcher back to first. Come on, Stevie.
6-2 our score here in the bottom of inning number 5. We'll play 7 tonight. Pitches inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dave Waldron in his first inning of work for the CVBL All-Stars. Chris Starbach started the game with the first 2 innings didn't give up any runs. Mike Bergman came in for innings number 3 and 4, gave up 1 run. This is the first inning of work for Waldron. Count now full. If Niederbuell can reach base, the tying run will come to the plate and Brady Pratt. And again, that's fouled straight up. It looked like Bordeaux will have a play, and he does not. So the Mariners stay alive. Count stays at 3 and 2. Hawley, the runner, at second. Zell, the runner, at first. That hit deep to right field. Going back, it is gone. A home run.
Told you with one swing and a bat, he could make it interesting. He's got some good power, so and he's obviously proved that he can hit the ball.
So a 3-run shot for the Mariners from Steve Niederbuell. And all of a sudden, we got ourselves a ball game at 6-5.
I'm not sure Dave would like that pitch back.
And that actually looked a little bit high in the strike zone.
Yeah, I thought it was ball 4, but it must have looked fat and heavy coming in.
It certainly was going out.
Yes, it was.
So now, tying runs at the plate with Brady Pratt. That pitch is upstairs, 1-0. Three hits and a walk. They always say it, that walks come back to haunt you, but it hurts even more when you walk the last batter in the batting order to bring up the top of the order.
Yeah, you need to, if you're down in 8, 9 in the order, you need to get those first few outs. If you've got 1, 2, and 3 coming up, you don't want to have any runners on base.
The pitch to Pratt. Golfs at one. Shortstop makes the call and makes the catch to retire the side. But not before the Mariners get 3 runs on 3 base hits. Nobody left on. We'll go to the top of the 6th. CVBL All-Stars 6, the Clinton County Mariners 5. Greg Vickers leads things off here in the 6th inning. Greg from Pulsifer's Logging makes his first at-bat of the ball game.
Greg's 7 for 30 this year with 3 doubles, hitting .267.
Adam Brown on the mound still for the Mariners. He'll be working at the bottom of the CVBL batting order here in the 6th, and these are certainly important hitters to get with guys like Barcombe, Dubray, and Perrier coming up just around the corner.
Yeah, you got to get these first couple batters out.
Ground ball, nice hop to Chris Washburn at short, and he throws him out. So the Mariners get just what the doctor ordered, and that's the first out of the inning.
First one's always the biggest one.
Number 12, representing Altona Hornets, third baseman, Greg Bullrus.
Greg Bullrus, the batter. Greg's over one. He lined out to center field his first at bat. Brown's pitch misses outside. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 1-1. One of the defensive changes, B.J. Godfrey in at first base now for the Mariners. Pitch misses low. 3 balls and a strike. You're getting into that same situation that really hurt the All-Stars in the bottom of that last inning. Walks at the bottom of the order.
Yeah, you can't give any free passes to any of these hitters.
Well, there's ball 4. And that's going to put Boris on base.
Champlain Valley Baseball League All-Stars, representing the minors. Where was that? Pitcher number 22, Dave Waldron.
David, hey, hit rope, kid.
Dave Waldron will be the batter.
Be up around second on the base hit.
And Dave's 0 for 1, grounded out to short. The pitch fouled off. It's 0-1.
Think now. Know what you do with it. Gotta be quick.
Spot now. Okay, come on, man.
Sure a 1 now. Come on.
Yes.
Pitch in for a called strike. It's 0-2. Now, last year, the championship of the CVBL came down to the Altona Hornets and Line Mountain, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
This year, take off your commissioner's hat, become a fan, and who can you see in the playoffs this year? But first, let's take a break before we get back to that comment. You'll have a chance to think about it as a nice double play pulled off by Chris Washburn at shortstop. A 6-3 double play to end inning number 6. We'll go to the last of the 6th inning. The Mariners trail by 1. It's 6-5. Bottom half of inning number 6. Hitters 3, 4, and 5 in the Mariner batting order. Adam Brown to lead things off. Takes that pitch in for a called strike. That looked to be a quite bit inside.
Had to break a lot. It's tough when a catcher makes that kind of a shift.
Pitch upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Have you had a chance to think now about that last question I posed to you?
Not yet.
Fouled back. The question was, let me repeat it for you. Last year it was Line Mountain and Altona, the final 2. I'm not even asking you to pick a winner. All I'm asking you is to pick the final 2.
Well, I think the final 2 in the Southern Division will be the Cardinals and the Mud Hens. And in the Northern Division, it'll be the Hornets and the Miners.
Okay, you picked a final 4. Now pick a final 2.
Well, I got to go with Altona because they've got the hitting and they've got a little bit better pitching. And in the Southern Division, I kind of lean toward the Cardinals because I think they've got a better all-around hitting and pitching ball club. But on any given day, the Mud Hens and the Miners can beat anybody.
All right, I won't ask you to go any farther than that. Adam Brown went down on strike on a very nice curveball from Dave Waldron. That brings B.J. Godfrey to the plate. It's his first at bat. Mariners trail by a run. He takes that in for a strike, and Waldron certainly seems to have much better command of his pitches in this inning, Harry.
Yeah, the last couple of weeks, Jerry Kovaleski's been working with him. He's basically got a fastball and a curve, and he doesn't change the speed or the motion on a curveball. So he's been working with him, trying to develop a slider, and it looks like he's trying to get that thing to work tonight.
Pitch upstairs. 3 balls and a strike to B.J. Godfrey. And one thing you could probably take to the bank, that if B.J. reaches on a walk, I don't think he's going to be stealing.
No, I can almost bet you're going to see a pinch runner.
Foul to the screen. So it's a full count on B.J. Godfrey. B.J.'s hitting stats this year.
B.J. is 15 for 51. He's got 6 doubles and a couple home runs, 10 RBIs, hitting .294.
Certainly got the pop to take one out of here and knot this thing up. Called strike 3. So the first 2 Mariner batters here in the 6th have been rung up with a bat on their shoulders.
Yeah, Dave looks like he's starting to get his pitches down where they belong. He threw a couple pitches high, and he paid dearly on both of them.
Well, speaking of batters with a good chance to put one in a book, TJ Musa comes to the plate for the Mariners. Musa is 0 for 2, grounding out to the pitcher and striking out. Pitch in for a strike. Ball and a strike. Donnie Coolidge on deck. He would be next. The pitch upstairs, 2-1.
Now, Musa's having another good year. He's hitting .360, 18 hits, 3 of them for doubles, 6 of them for home runs. So he definitely has power.
He missed quite a bit of time with an injury earlier on. Pitch is inside, 3-1.
Thought that one kind of hit him.
Yeah, but when you're down by a run with him at the plate, maybe you'd rather have him swinging.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Definitely sounded like it hit him.
Yeah, I thought it might have grazed his belt buckle or the inside part of the shirt.
That's popped up sky high. Second baseman and shortstop both in the area, but it'll be caught by Barcombe at second. Retires the side, 1-2-3 in inning number 6. We'll go to the final frame with the CVBL All-Stars leading the Mariners 6-5. We go to the top of the 7th. CVBL 6, CCM 5. New pitcher for the Mariners, Aaron Judd. Batter, Chris Tarbox. He's 0 for 2.
Well, let's look at the stats on Aaron Judd this year. He's 2-0, giving up 31 hits, 33 innings pitched. He's only given up 11 earned runs, so he's throws the ball pretty well.
Swing and a miss. 1-1. I think the mosquitoes are here. I just swallowed one.
Yeah, it must be close to 9 o'clock.
There was no ketchup to just cover the bad taste. There's a shot to center field. They'll have a play. No. Center fielder made a diving effort, but somehow it ended up at the glove of the right fielder on a hop.
I thought he came up with that ball. Must have popped right out.
Well, what that does is that gets a runner on for the top of the CVBL batting order. Brandon Barcombe, 2 for 2 with a walk, 2 runs scored. And there's a shot, straightaway center field, all the way back at the fence. They make the catch. So a line shot into center probably didn't have enough to get out, but would have been extra bases.
Yeah, if he hadn't got over to it, that off the fence, I would have made put a runners on second and third at least.
So remains a runner on first, and now the Mariners get a hard out. And it brings Nick Dubray to the plate. Nick's center fielder. He scored 2 runs tonight. 1 for 2, also reached on a fielder's choice and a walk. Oh, easy pop-up in the infield. Godfrey makes the catch. Second baseman made the call. First baseman made the call. But for the Mariners, fortunately, someone came up with it.
That's one of those excuse me, you take it balls.
Hey, Niederville, I don't like your odds, dude. I don't like your odds.
Had there been a collision there.
He's giving up a few pounds. So what do you do here? You walk him?
Swing and a miss. That collision would have been like the refrigerator Perry and Gary Apremian.
You think Perry's trying to go downtown?
Keep the runner close to first. That first pitch, I don't think it had gone downtown. It had probably gone out toward Toot and Tell him.
Well, the thing is, when Steve swings, he swings like that on every pitch. So.
And you really can't pitch around him because you got Barcombe coming up next, who's got not as good a pop, but pretty good.
Yeah, both the Barcombe boys are having real good years this year. They're both hitting above 450 and 20 and 25 RBIs respectively.
Well, a ball and 2 strikes, and if Judd can get Perrier here, he'll certainly will have earned himself a star for this inning.
This would be a huge out.
He'll give his team a chance to bat at the bottom of the inning, trailing by just a run. But he needs one more strike to do it. And the 1-2 pitch outside, 2-2.
It's a smart pitch. Pitch him outside, make him go to your pitch. But Steve's a smart hitter.
I would think they'd want to keep it low, try to get him to beat one on the ground. That is low, and it's 3-2. It's too low. Well, 1 year ago, the CVBL Mariner game did not lack for excitement, and once again, it's been another good show again tonight.
Yeah, it seems like every time we play these guys, we always have some really good ball games. That's a good show for the caliber of baseball that we have in this league, in both leagues.
Payoff, line shot into center. Runner will go to third. They're going to keep Perrier at first. Throw the tag! They didn't get him. They're going to have runners at the corners. First and third. Very close play at first. And now Tim Barcombe, who is singled, flown out to right and walked. And this may be, well, it is the biggest out of the ball game here.
Yeah. Brandon's a real good contact hitter. Doesn't strike out very much. This is a big out.
Pitches outside. And you basically got the same situation you had a couple innings ago with Terrell on deck.
Yeah, Terrell had a real good at-bat his last time up.
He got the base hit that put his team ahead. Well, not ahead, but what would be the potential winning run should the CVBL All-Stars hold on. And it's a pop-up to right field. Should be an easy catch. Right fielder drifting over, and he drops the ball. 1 run scores, 2 runs score, and that is a big miscue in right field.
He must have lost that one in the light.
The ball was carrying real well, and he was back up against the fence. You could hear the body hit the fence. But again, we spoke earlier about most of the lights being out on this field, and it's pretty dark out in that corner.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is probably one of the worst lit fields that I've seen around. Half the lights don't have bulbs in them. And
Hey. Come on, Johnny. Come on, Johnny. Come on, Johnny.
So 2 runs in, it's a 3-run lead. Now, you're a good friend of Mayor Stewart's. Can't you take care of that?
yeah, I'll make that phone call first thing tomorrow morning.
It's a pitch from Judd. Inside, 2-0. And they're getting more and more disappointed on the near sidelines of that strike zone of Lenny Duquette.
Yeah, the strike zone kind of like shifts from inning to inning.
The 2-0, swing and a miss. 2-1. Once again, Ron chased a steady job on the bases again this year.
Yeah, Ron's been around a few years. He's one of the better umpires in the league. does the assigning for the CVBL, so I get to work with him quite a bit from year to year.
Not a lot of people know this, but Ron Chase was actually a teammate of Abner Doubleday's a few years ago.
You're right. Not many know that.
And we have an ambulance speeding off to rescue someone. We know it's not Harold because he's sitting here with us.
Champlain Valley Baseball League All-Stars.
The other interesting thing you didn't know about Ron, did you know that Ron's middle name was Yaz?
No, but I know his nickname is Huck.
Was what?
Huck.
I don't think you can say that on television. Mike Bordeaux, the batter. Well, Ron's middle name actually Yaz after his boyhood hero Carl Yastrzemski.
They will run him out of Lion Mountain.
That pitch misses. 2-0.
Of course, we warned him before the game, though, that he was open. He was open target.
Step on it.
Grounder to third. Easy play for Musaw to get the force. But the CVBL All-Stars get 2 runs on 3 hits. We'll go to the last of the 7th. The Mariners need 3.
Number 23, Donnie Coolidge.
Well, Harold, the cliches all apply now. Do or die, now or never, and a new pitcher in the game for CVBL.
Yeah, Corey Liberty pitching plays for High Falls. Hasn't pitched a lot this year. Has a history of pitching, so he's not. This isn't new to him. But being a closer in a close ball game, we'll see what he can do.
The question, will Corey Liberty give the CVBL All-Stars the freedom to win this game?
Come on, Donnie. Don't go after that pitch, kid.
I think Calvin was arguing with the umpire. He pointed right at him.
Wow, I've never known Calvin arguing.
Donnie Coolidge swings and misses, foul tipped. It's 0-2.
Come on, Donnie. Same spot, kid. Same spot.
Outside, 1-2.
Get your pitch. Get your pitch. Magic stick.
Outside, 2-2. Mariners need a couple of base runners to bring the tying run to the plate. Liberty, the batter, or the pitcher. And that's fouled back. Coolidge manages to stay alive.
Coolidge is a good hitter this year. He's hitting .447. He's got 34 hits. Hits with decent power. He's got 3 doubles, 4 home runs. So he can get you back in this game with 1 swing.
Have you got the victory cigar ready to light?
It's in my truck.
That pitch is skied into right field. That's in that troublesome spot, but catch is made for the first out of inning number 7.
Lighting's got to be kind of interesting out there in right field. It looks like they're in a dark spot coming into the
Out of
light.
play for the Mariners with 1 out. Number 3, Chris
Maybe we can get
Washburn.
the city to raise the electric rates a little bit so we can get some.
Now, we don't need to do that. Washburn loops one over the head of the second baseman. Gets past the center fielder, thinks about going for 2, but he'll wisely stay at first. So the Mariners get the first base runner they need, and if they can get 1 more, they'll have the tying run at the plate.
Ain't over till it's over.
Pat Hoy to the plate.
Let's go, Pat. Come on, Pat. Rally.
Pat Hoy to the plate. They're just, let's see, 1, 2, 3 batters away from Niederbuhl, who had that blast earlier on in the night.
Come on, Pat.
Throw to first. Washburn is back safely. Pitch is inside. That didn't look that bad.
Well, I'll tell you what. That's a floating strike zone there tonight. That would look like a pretty good pitch to me.
Of course, in deference to the umpire, we are at a very bad angle here. We don't have any Questec cameras. We have hometown cable cameras. One out, one on. Mariners down by 3. Last of the 7th. And Washburn back safely at first. Liberty trying to wrap things up here for the CVBL All-Stars. Pitch inside.
No help over the hands, kid. No help over the hands. Let's go, kid. Come on, Patrick.
Pitch, swing and a miss. Count goes to 2-2. Might have gone after ball 3.
It looked low. Should have been ball 3.
Come on, kid.
2-2. Hit sharply past the third baseman into left field. Washburn's going to play it safe and stay at second. Crowd's into it. And all of a sudden, we got the tying run at the plate with 1 out.
Well, that's what we want to see. We want to see the fans involved and real good ball game.
Aaron Judd will be the batter. How many taters have Aaron got this year?
Aaron's got 6 taters this year.
So will Liberty get the job done, or will he be an Eric Gagne and blow it in the last inning? We'll find out. Stay with us. Pitch is low.
No rotation, kid. Come on, bud.
1 ball, no strikes. CVBL 8, Mariners 5. Last inning. And the pitch. That's low, 2-0. And if you walk Judd, you bring the potential game-winning run to the plate in McCormick. 2-0. Hit sharply to third. They'll step on first for 1. Throw to first is not in time. So they get the force play at third. But most importantly for CVBL, they get an out. Tying run still at the plate, but now there's 2 down.
Yeah, that was a big out. Ball was hit very sharp. Greg made a good play on it, keeping the ball in front of him.
And now it's up to McCormick. If McCormick happens to reach, Niederbuhl will bat next, and he's the one that's got the home run for the Mariners in this game. Pitch in for a called strike. Nice breaking ball. No balls and a strike to Matt McCormick. The pitch. Shot softly to third. Scooped up, throw to first, and they're going to say he got him. Yeah, collision at first base, but he was able to hold on to the ball, and that will retire the side and end this contest. Mariners do get a couple of hits in that final inning, but it's not enough. A couple of chances with a tying run at the plate, and the CVBL Stars win it by a score of 8-5, and certainly, Harold, the fans got their money's worth tonight. This was a very entertaining contest.
Yeah, as usual, when these two teams do play, they always put on some real good ball games, and tonight was no different than last year. Last year was a 2-run game, and this year was another real close one.
And that's certainly what you like to see when you get two top teams in this area competing against each other. You know, nobody's blown anybody out one way or the other. Last year's game went right down to the final inning. This year's game goes right down to the final at bat as well.
Yeah, we don't ever come into this with the idea of blowing them out. We know that there's a lot of talent on the Mariners Ball Club, and Rob and Spencer do a real good job coaching this, and it's a real pleasure every year to play these guys.
We want to thank Calvin Castine from Hometown Cable for coming down and filming this CVBL All-Star Champlain or Clinton County Mariner contest. Certainly we appreciate all Calvin does for local coverage of events in this area.
Yeah, and we appreciate him coming down, filming this for us, and look forward to maybe do it again next year.
Final score once again, the CVBL All-Stars 8, the Clinton County Mariners 5. For Calvin Castine and Harold LeClaire, I'm Rick Knowles. Have a good night, everybody.
It's the 18th day of July 2003. Christopher Castine is 18 today. We are at the Seton Catholic Gymnasium. Josh Trombley puts up a shot. Seton Catholic Summer League Basketball, team in maroon, Northeastern Clinton. The team in gray is Beatontown. Beatontown doesn't have a full squad, so they've got a few non-team members from other teams that are going to be assisting them. Don't have the Eagle names, so we can't pass those along to you. We do, however, know the Cougars. So you folks in West Shazy, our apologies. We left at the conclusion of a softball game in Ellenburg. Pee-wee softball wrapping up tonight. Did that earlier. This is a 9 o'clock start. We did a 6 o'clock ball game, then came here for this. Kevin O'Connor out the front to Frabatko. Temperature 66 degrees outside at game time. Rather pleasant evening. Nice save by Bowman, but the Eagles get it. We have traveling call. Into O'Connor, up to Trombley. Minute halves. Murphy's pass is lost. Picked up for Batco scores. And it's 2-1 Northeastern, 17 and a half to go. Pretty much running time till the last couple minutes of the half. Last minute or so, I think. O'Connor into Frabatko. Shot is missed. And the Eagles lead 3-2. O'Connor brings the ball up the floor. For Batco. Now to O'Connor. And O'Connor hits. 4-3 Northeastern. No standings are kept in this league. It's just a way for the players to keep playing in the summer months. Moody misses. Beekmantown turn on a jump ball. Tipped by Castine out to Forbatko. And he has it stripped away. He'll shoot 2. Cougars. Basket by Murphy makes it 6-5. Five fresh Cougars in. Hardigan will inbound to Babby. As soon as they can figure out who's guarding who. Babby into the forecourt to Letourneau. Letourneau from outside misses. Moody with the rebound. Chance for Beekmantown to get a few points on the Cougars. Dupree grabs the ball. Babby into the forecourt. Sample. Out to Hardigan. Babby dishes off to Hardigan, traveled. Some of the non-Beekmantown players are in for Beekmantown. Rebounded by Letourneau. Babby will bring it up. Score is still 6-5. Three-pointer by Letourneau. Blocked by Dupree. Icky had a little Spalding sandwich there. Letourneau with the rebound. Babby from outside, he hits a three-pointer. That'll make it 12-5. So Northeastern actually spreading it out there. White ball. (12-8) score. Hardigan has it rejected. Cougars get the ball. Here comes Babby. Rejected by Hauk. (12-10) is Akey scores. Dupree to Hardigan. Oh, almost made it. Dupree with a rebound. Sample keeps it alive. Hardigan gets it. Good hustle with the Cougars. Murphy will keep it and lay it in. It's a 12-12 ball game. somehow the Cougar players are set to come in, and Coach Nettle said no.